Hello everybody and welcome back to the Eco Posh for You YouTube channel. I hope everybody has been enjoying their 4th of July holiday and that you guys have been having a very good time. I'm taking this time to catch up on things around my house, and I'm also cleaning my craft room again for the 800 billionth time, because does anybody's craft room ever really stay clean? If you're using it, then probably not. But yeah, so very dressed up today. But anyway, we will get into our video today, which is going to be about realistic expectations, okay? Which I think is very, very important conversation to have. Alright, so I saw this comment on one of the forums, and you always know that the comments are going to be spicy when there's like a whole bunch of them. And this one has 147 comments. Okay? And it's got laughy emojis, like ha ha ha, like people anyway. So it says, when I sell an item, within a few hours I will contact the buyer when possible to thank them very much for their purchase and give them an idea when I'll be shipping the item out. I recently purchased an item for asking price because after making a few offers, which the seller denied, she then edited the listing to price is firm. I know she has been active on Poshmark. It's been 2 days and she's yet to contact me or ship item out. It's really bothering me! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark. I know she may be busy with life, but a quick thanks would let me know. Thanks, let me know she's working on it. Maybe I'm overthinking this. Thinking face emoji. I really have never left anything less than a 5-star review, but I'm already disappointed in the way this transaction is going. Do you contact the buyer before sending out the item? And let's see what everybody said. And I will interject in a minute, and maybe if anybody has any thoughts on this, you could put down how you feel about it in the comments. But let's look at some of the comments and then we'll get into talking about realistic expectations. Alright, let's see. I don't, but I ship same or next business day so they get a notification fairly quickly. And then this one says, never, but I do ship daily. Alright, and this comment has a lot of likes on it. And it says, I think you're overthinking a bit. She has 3 days to ship the item. I never contact a buyer after their purchase, and I don't expect sellers to contact me. This is a side hustle for a lot of people, so she may only get to the post office a couple times a week. And then underneath her, there are a lot of people like, yeah, I agree, or they're like doing the little finger like this comment right here, you know, and all that. So it seems like people, yeah, there's a lot of agreement on this one. All right. This is a really good comment. It says, I do not unless I've had previous conversations or banter about the item. Poshmark gives, I think, it's 3 days to ship. Your seller is not yet delinquent. I ship daily, so I rely on tracking to update buyers on the status of their item, but even if I miss a day, I don't reach out. Personally, as a buyer, I am a bare bones shopper. I don't appreciate extra communication or frivolous packaging as much as others seem to. Everyone is different. And then the comment above says yes, that they message them and tell them when I will ship the item, and I usually ship the same day or the next day. So there's some people that do and there's some people that don't, obviously. Alright, this comment has a lot of likes too. Okay, so we need to read this one. It says, I don't contact the buyer unless there's an issue, but I do include a thank you card. The buyer has a life and I have a life. No need to disrupt either after purchase unless there is an issue. Sellers have 3 business days to ship. If you deduct a star for no thank you message online, I believe that's wrong on your part. And I agree. I definitely agree, because, and we've all had a couple of unfair ratings, right? The one that I hear the complaint and see the most complaints about on the forums and everywhere is going to be about size, when people want to do a return over size. And that's another reason you want to make sure that you're taking measurements of all your items and you're taking pictures of the measurements, because even though most of the time I think Poshmark does side with the seller as far as the whole fit issue. At least in all of my cases they have. And you have a stronger case against somebody that's doing a return for fit when you've got the measurements provided, right? It's like, not only did I take a picture of the tag, the size tag, but I also took a picture of all the measurements, so they can't really argue fit. But anyway, not to get off topic too much, that's normally what I hear people complaining about unfair ratings for. To me, this would be even worse than that. I feel like, to give somebody, to deduct a star off their rating because you were expecting to get a little note online saying, hey, I shipped it, hey, hon, I shipped your thing today. That's what when you click the little button that you've dropped off the package, that's what that's for. It does look like a lot of people do message the person, and I don't think there's a problem with it. I think that's probably a good thing. I think these people are just probably trying to provide really good customer service. So the people that are doing it, I definitely think that's awesome, and I wouldn't have a problem with it. I've gotten messages from people when I've bought things saying, hey, just want to let you know I shipped your item out today. Honestly, I'd rather get a message from somebody as a buyer. I'd rather get a message from somebody that says, hey, I shipped your thing out today. I really hope you enjoy it. Let me know if there's any issues, blah, blah, blah. I'd rather get that than, hey, hun, can you go pick up your package and release the funds like right now? And it's like, okay. Some of us have to go to a post office, and the post office isn't always open, or you know what I mean? Like, anyway. So I'd rather get a message saying, hey, just wanted to let you know that I sent it out today, than, hey, can you release my payment and go pick up your package? Like, I'd rather, obviously get that. So I wouldn't be offended by receiving that type of message. I would think that they were providing great customer service, but I don't expect to receive a message like that. Okay? Because when it's dropped off at the post office, even if they don't click the little button that says that they dropped it off at the post office, it starts tracking, and so you get an email and you also get a notification in your Poshmark. And so there's two places that you get notified about that. And I don't expect anybody to tell me like okay, I dropped it off. Your package is here now. Your package is like, no, we don't need all that extra. I don't need all that extra, And, a lot of people might even take a star off just for if you're being really annoying with that. And that's the thing about ratings. They're so subjective. Here's somebody upset because they're not getting these little notes. And then here's somebody over here, like in this comment, or was it the comment? Yeah, it was the comment before that said they don't like it. They don't like the frivolous packaging and they like less communication, So it's almost like, you're damned if you do and damned if you don't, almost in one way, right? And so you kind of have to try to walk a line. But anyway, all right, let's move on here. All right, and kind of almost to prove my point here, this is the next comment. It says, I just received 2 stars from a buyer that admitted she didn't read the description and didn't realize the dress was strapless. I took photos using the ribbon hangers. I wrote to her and said I was sorry she didn't read the description. Then she changed my rating to 3 stars. That's funny. It's not funny, but... So see, like, people will, be acting all kinds of weird about ratings sometimes. But as far as realistic expectations, like, this person is already getting upset and like, the 3-day shipping hadn't even passed yet. Well, it hadn't been the 3 days yet that she has to ship, but I'm already losing my shit that I didn't get my, my little rear end padded and, my hand held, and she didn't braid my hair for me, and, no. That's not realistic expectations, okay? And to actually want to change the rating on somebody to take away a star rating, it's just not right. Alright, I sell thousands of items a year and I've never sent a message. I don't even click the boxes saying it's shipped. I just let the tracking auto upload. Somebody said this, and then somebody else said agree, same here. This one's got a lot of likes too. Alright, and then we've got a whole comment thread here that has a lot of likes too, and it says, I do, and I ship within 24 hours. I wouldn't be upset if a seller didn't, though. As long as it's within their window, I wouldn't be upset. And then underneath it says, me too. I'm trying to be my best, but don't expect this same service from others. So there's a lot of people that feel that way too. So luckily, it seems like even though some people do and some people don't, everybody kind of agrees that you shouldn't take a star away or penalize the seller for not sending you a message saying, hey hon, I'm going to the post office today. Alright, and we got quite a few likes on this one too. It says, personally, I don't like/need the additional thank you messages. It just creates more emails that I don't need. In my opinion, you're overthinking this. And then somebody underneath said, agreed. I just received not 1 but 3 messages from a seller. I am busy and find it annoying. Okay? Some people don't like that. So, they don't like getting a bunch of messages. You are absolutely overthinking this. I've never contacted my buyers to say thank you in years of selling on Poshmark. I send my thank you with the package. I wouldn't have ever thought of this until you just said it. So you're expecting something from this seller just because it's something you do, but it's actually not something that is common or should be expected. I believe she's correct. All right, let's see. It's a holiday weekend, first of all. Secondly, she has 5 days to ship. Third, just because it looks like she's been active on Posh doesn't mean she has been actively in her closet and looking at notifications. She could have a VA or a sharing service, which would make it appear as though she was active. If you needed the item quickly, I would say it would be on you to ask her if she could ship it quickly before purchasing. If it's not a matter of getting it quickly and you just assumed she'd ship it before the 5-day period, I'd say to communicate better with the buyer before buying if that's your expectation. Other sellers might ship same or next day, but not all are able to. If she ships it within the 5-day period she has and it arrives without any undisclosed flaws, I see no reason to give someone less than 5 stars. You're disappointed because she isn't meeting your expectations that you never communicated to her to begin with. That's the problem. And I agree with that. And, and I do understand sometimes people will order something for an event and they'll want it quickly. And in which case, usually they will send me a message. And I don't care if somebody sends me a message either before or after they purchase it. I really don't mind. As long as it's sometime around the purchase. That way I can make sure that I see it, because I'll get an email that they purchased it. And then hopefully I would get a message from them right after they purchased it, or maybe right before, telling me, hey, this is time sensitive. I bought this for an event. And anytime anybody asks me to ship something, and I mean, in general, unless it's a painting, because the paintings have to dry, I do try to ship it the next day. I mean, things happen. I'm not always. But if you look at my average ship time, what is my average ship time? All right, my average ship time is a day. Okay, I didn't want to be like, I try to ship out my packages the next day. And then somebody goes to my profile and it says, it takes 5 days to ship or something. Just kidding. It doesn't take that long, even with paintings. Just, I've got paint all over me. I need to wash all this paint off. It's so bad. This paint stays on me forever. Anyway, but yeah, I just wanted to check it so I'm not just talking out of my you-know-what. Alright, moving on. So back to what I was saying. If somebody asks you to ship it quickly and for an event or something and you're able to do it, I would say always try to accommodate their request, because it can make the difference between a sale and not getting a sale. Especially if they message you beforehand, because they might be specifically going on Posh. Like a lot of people will sell their clothes and use their Poshmark credit to buy new clothes, So they might, it might be a purchase that you'll lose because they need it by a certain date. Some people do take 5 days to ship. Some people, if you're a Poshmark ambassador, you really need to be shipping 3 days or less, in order to keep that status. So, and I would say, really, I like, unless it's a painting, I really try to ship the next day or the same day as often as possible. But I also know that isn't realistic too for everybody. But if it's a time-sensitive thing, just send a message, because most people, I feel like, are willing to accommodate that. Okay, buyers and sellers, make sure that you can, and sellers, try to accommodate them. That way you get that sale. Otherwise, they could go and shop somebody else's closet that's more than happy to get it to them on time. Okay? But it needs to be communicated. Okay? You can't just use your mind to expect things and not communicate it. Either as a buyer or seller, communication is very important. Alright, and this is the last one we're going to read, and it says, "You are overthinking this. I never send buyers a message after they purchase. I respond if they message me asking any questions about ship time, which I usually ship same day unless it's the weekend, etc. If you needed the item in a certain time frame or had expectations, then you should reach out. Did you check the seller's average ship time in their info? That might give you an idea." Alright, so that's definitely a good tip. You should go and check out and see what their average ship time is. And then also keep in mind it's a holiday weekend, So they might have a 1 day average ship time, but it's a holiday weekend. And so, realistic expectations, okay? We need to keep those. We need to have realistic expectations in everything that we do. So, but anyway, I hope everyone found this video helpful. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your 4th, which is tomorrow. So, I guess everybody will be watching fireworks. But until next time, everyone, hope you guys get some great sales.